Hey guys, I'm Mallory Varner with GSG and I'm the Vinyl Decorating Segment Manager. We are wrapping up here with Siser and are creating the holiday spirit. And we are in part 3 of a 3-part segment that they are doing with Patrick. And I'm super excited for y'all to see this last one. Definitely something unique and shows Patrick that he is that parent. So you want to be sure and check that out and check out part 1 and 2 if you have not already. If you haven't heard of Siser, you definitely want to see what all products they have to offer. They are the pioneer in the HTV and PSV industry and have a ton of products that are very popular. So you want to go see what all they have to offer besides what we are showing you on this 3-part series. And you want to stay tuned at the end of this for how to hear details on how you can win $500. All right, Patrick, I'm excited to see this project. So let's see how you use PSV and sublimation all in one.
What's going on, everybody? Patrick Ali here again for part 3 of this 3-part series of personalizing gifts with Siser. Our friends GSG are hosting a great series for us here on all platforms, hopefully, which is great. And you can also see it over on all of our platforms as well. But I want to get into something that is absolutely exploding, whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, name one. They're probably on there. Your Zillow.com probably has us at this point. I don't know. It's sublimation on oddball items. Now, we all know the world of sublimation is traditionally white polyester garments, okay? Well, we have actually created a few years back a product called Easy Subli. And Easy Subli is a heat transfer vinyl that accepts sublimation inks that allows you to apply on any type of garment. What doesn't matter what color garment it is. You can sublimate on the actual material and then put it on a black cotton, a poly cotton blend, a canvas bag. The world is no longer limited in sublimation. Now, we found out in recent months, or I guess within the last few years, that you can actually use Siser white glitter or rainbow glitter and sublimate on that. Who would have thunk? It's a white heat transfer vinyl, and it also has like a polymer coating on it. We didn't know. We figured it out. It was really cool. So now you have the ability to take a glitter image and then sublimate onto that. But what we're seeing recently, and we wanted to make sure that we showed everybody this really incredible process, is that you can actually sublimate on our clear sparkle, is what we're finding out. You can sublimate onto our Strip Flock Pro, is what we're finding out. And probably what we're most excited about, and as we ramp up and get into October, which is everybody's favorite season here at Siser, Halloween. And if you ask Joe, he'll tell you Halloween is the best. Lily loves the fall, is sublimation on glow in the dark. Now, you've seen us put out a couple videos of sublimating on glow in the dark HTV. I'm going to actually show you that you can sublimate on glow in the dark PSV. Now, this is going to be a really cool project that we're going to do today. This is just your typical gift bag, a $1 gift bag from a store. Okay. And this is actually glow in the dark PSV that, believe it or not, this is not a print. This is actually sublimation. So I've sublimated onto the glow in the dark PSV. And once we get done with this video, we'll try to kick off the lights and see if we can get a really nice, picture out of this one. Now, what I'm using for this project, as far as the sublimation actual image goes, is the Epson F170 dye sublimation printer. Now, GSG does have these. This is a really cool printer. This is one of Epson's newest printers. It is quickly taking on the world of sublimation. And I just wanted to show it to you really quick. It does accept 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14 size pages. It is all EcoTank technology that Epson has. It is just regular fed through here. And I believe that they actually do make, if I'm not mistaken, there is a bypass tray for this. Is that correct, Mallory?
For the F570, there is a tray that you can do it. For the F170.
Okay, perfect. Okay, just wanted to make sure. But in the box, nevertheless, as part of the package, you get power cord, you get USB cable, and you also get inks. The best part about it is Epson's inks per ink cartridge are about $18 or so, anywhere from like 18 to 24 bucks. Super cheap. To keep this printer going. I have about 1,200 prints that have run through this guy right here. And I don't know if we can see the EcoTank. I'm about a quarter of the way on most of my tanks. So that gives you the longevity. Also has a self-maintenance cycle. So you don't necessarily have to you know, keep it running all the time. Just set it, forget it. I've had this thing off for 2-3 weeks. I've even hauled away Mallory's F570 to take it, you know, across the world, and that thing still worked perfectly. I hope, anyways. I didn't drop
It still works great. There is a series
Beautiful.
on the on dye sublimation, and
Yeah,
the F570 and F170 use the same ink, which is awesome.
perfect.
It
Yep.
is the bulk ink system, which makes the biggest difference when you're talking about a small format sublimation printer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also too, if the F170, you're telling me, you're saying, hey, I print a lot bigger than that, get the F570. It goes from an 8.5 by 11 sheet all the way up to a 24-inch roll fed. So it is definitely, and it has an auto sheeter too. So it will sheet cut after you print. So it's not, you're minimizing the amount of material that you're actually wasting when you're doing it that way. So pretty cool. We'll set that aside. I imagine somewhere in the comments, somewhere in the description, there's going to be links to that. But with that, we're going to talk about our Siser PSV glow in the dark. So PSV glow in the dark typically was just a really cool project that you would put on, plastic buckets or tumblers or everything else that you use with PSV. But came up with a concept actually the last few days of why don't we throw it on a cool little trick-or-treat bag. So this is actually one that I'll probably have my kids use just because I already made it and then I don't have to go and make another one. With that said, I'm going to show you how this process works. So we're going to use two different things. So I have my print. Okay, like I said, I did do these beforehand. So I printed, actually yesterday I did these prints. So still pretty vibrant, really, really nice. And then I did pre-cut my PSV. So you can't really see it with the light there, but there's a PSV right here. That's another indicator. Our PSV and HTV, even though they're glow in the dark, they're pure white when you first get them. So that's a benefit. And then, like I said, I'm just using this, dollar bag from the dollar store or wherever you want. It's just a small little gift bag. Normally give a kid a birthday gift in that thing. So maybe afterwards I'll rip the thing off and I'll use that as a birthday gift bag. I don't know. So anyways, I pre-cut this.
Way to be
I'm
resourceful.
Yes, that's it. Resourceful or cheap, we'll figure that out later. So what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to pierce the corner. Like I said, I've already gone ahead and pre-cut this design. Now with PSV, if you don't get a clean cut all the way through, that's not a problem. What I always recommend to people, instead of peeling really fast on it, actually find your cut line in your PSV and just slowly break away. And actually, if you break a piece off, you should be able to just then follow the line all the way around your design. So there's a couple little cavities that I just want to make sure that we don't miss, so don't rip anything. And if you ever get a snag, like right now I'm kind of stuck on a piece, all I have to do is find out where I'm stuck and then peel. Let me actually go this way. So peel away from it. So in this case, I'd peel down to get away. And that's a way to preserve your PSV so you don't have to do a bunch of cuts, and get super angry with me because I told you to use PSV, glow in the dark, and sublimation. All right, so we're almost done there. It's a pretty simple cut contour. Now, when we set this up in our artwork, for anybody that's familiar with sublimation and familiar with print and cut, okay, so on a large scale, I basically took my image, okay, and I'm going to show you this here. Took my image in the art design or the design software that I use, which is in my case I use Corel, and I basically put a cut contour line all the way around this. That's the portion that I'm actually going to cut out of PSV. Now, remember, there's two different processes. Typically, with HTV, you mirror your image, which means that you have to be able to see it in reverse on your design software so that you can see it the way you're supposed to read it when you apply it. With PSV, there is no front carrier. There's only a backing paper. So with that said, you're not going to mirror your image. You're actually going to just cut it as you see it. But when you do your sublimation print is when you'll mirror it, because what will happen is what you see will actually be flipped and applied. So we're going to show you that process. I don't want to get anybody super confused on it. But the first thing that I'm actually going to go ahead and do is find the appropriate print that I should have, which is this one. Okay. Print out a couple different ones. So all I'm doing with this page, and I'll explain why I'm doing this here in 1 second, is I'm just going to cut a little bit around the actual image. Now, what this is going to allow me to do is register my image properly with the glow in the dark PSV when I actually go to press it. Reason being is I don't want half of my image on the PSV and half of the image off. because then I won't get a clean press or won't see a really nice, beautiful full image afterwards. Mallory, does this picture get you in the mood to just go out with the friends like on Halloween though?
Halloween is one of my favorites. Fall is my absolute favorite season. So, but I love it. I do get dressed up with the kids, and then we have an adult party as well that we go to. But that's why Kennedy, my 9-year-old last night was like, will you be Lilo or Stitch with me for Halloween? I'll be the one where I can wear a pajama onesie. It's cold in Michigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Trust me, I get it. On Halloween.
Yeah, Mallory and I get to kind of share. We're both in Michigan, so we get to share the cold weather together.
Yeah, 2 years ago it snowed on Halloween, and I freaked out a little bit. I'd never had snow on Halloween before in my life, so
yeah. Talking about doing all of these random gifts for people and stuff. Now I kind of realize why none of the parents let their kids come to Halloween and trick or treat at my house. They're afraid that they're going to get some kind of like craft instead of candy.
Well, my son isn't huge on lots of different candy. He doesn't like chocolate. I know it's weird. And we have a lot of friends with their kids have a lot of allergies nowadays. So
yeah,
we hand out glow bracelets, or we do crafts too. We're that house.
Yeah.
We did do full-size candy bars last year. We were good.
That's awesome. That's the house to go. You're the house to go to. Mine, no. I'll get you like a coffee mug with, your face on it, or say happy trick or treat. So anyways, all right. So let's show you how to do this really quick. So I have my PSV, okay? And I have my cut contour. You can kind of see it glow a little bit as I turn it, okay? And then I also have my image. Now, again, there's the reason why, and I'm going to show you hopefully on this. These little cut contours right here that you see, this is actually the claws, Freddy's claws on here. So I need to be able to flip this over on the PSV to register that properly. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to actually take our PSV. All right. We're going to put it right here on the heat press. Let me just cut that off, the excess. And we'll cut this excess off too, just because we can. All right. So I have this sitting on the heat press. I'm going to take my image. I'm going to put it color side down. And now I should be able to get a general idea of how I registered this by seeing the artwork lines through the actual sublimation paper through the back, and then looking and seeing if I'm pretty even on the glow in the dark. And again, if it's not exact, that's why I do a lot of full color contour images, because if you have a small little contour around, that part's going to glow too. So it'll look really cool. All right. Now with this, I just want to explain this portion of it as well. I'm giving you tips and tricks all along the way. Instead of 305 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds, because it's sublimation, we're actually not going to go as high as what people are normally used to. Most people are used to sublimation being pressed at 400 degrees for 45 seconds. With this process, you only have to press at 350 degrees for about 25 to 35 seconds. I think right now, I actually have the heat press set to 35 seconds, okay, at 350 degrees. So all I'm going to do is I line my image up. I have my PSV. Again, PSV's facing up. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay down my heat press. And then, again, I give it a couple little twists just to make sure that it's nice and tight. I let that sit for about 35 seconds, and we're good to go. Now, this PSV also was cut on, just like all my other projects, was cut on a GS24. I would say the cut setting on that is right around 80 grams. And again, if for whatever reason your material doesn't separate properly during that cut, or you get a cavity that might be pulling, simply just take the PSV, the loose PSV that you have, and pull it away from the cut line, and it'll rip without any issue. It'll just tear away for you. So obviously we
do you mirror PSV too, Patrick?
You don't mirror PSV. The reason why you don't mirror PSV is typically, like, aside from HTV, just peel this up really quick. Okay. Besides HTV, PSV does not have a carrier sheet on the front of it. So what you're actually going to use is a transfer tape or a transfer paper to, transfer your PSV design. So let's see that right there. Perfection. So what we'll go ahead and do is switch cameras here. So now you can see there is my PSV sublimated image right there. And then there is the transfer that I had. So now you get the reason why we go ahead and do that. So now what I'm going to show you is how to actually apply it to this or to the bag. With that said, I just want to preface this by saying I can use transfer tape, let this cool off enough and use the transfer tape if I want to. But because it's just kind of one chunky image, I can simply just remove the PSV like that. And then I can go ahead and, what side is what? Okay, we're good. I can go ahead and take my PSV image, put it right down there, get it nice and flat, and get all of the appropriate edges down. Cool. Press it on there, and that's it. Now we have a really cool little Halloween trick-or-treat bag. Like I said, my kids are probably going to use this on Halloween, so I might even post something on my my Facebook or in the group about it. We'll see. But now you can see how not only did we make a cool Thanksgiving Day project to keep the kids busy while you're trying to watch football, we saw a really cool Christmas project, an awesome gift to give the loved one in your life, the baker in your life. And now we saw a really easy way to deck out an awesome candy bag. And actually, this is a pretty hefty bag, by the way. Those full-size candy bars that Mallory's giving away, I could probably fit a lot in here. So send some. We're going to come to your house probably this year.
Yeah, come to our house.
Now you have a really cool way to show and get into the Halloween spirit by this. So let's see really quick, Trev, if you don't mind. Now that this one's been charging for a while, let's see if we can see this thing glow a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much. We appreciate you having us.
I love it, Patrick. And thank you for pushing the F-170. I love that sublimation printer. It's great. All right, guys, definitely check out part 1 and part 2 if you have not of Siser's videos and this whole Creating the Holiday Spirit. It's an awesome series that we are doing. And if you can't tell, I love the holidays. So super excited about it. And enter for your chance to win $500. We are offering $500 with each of our segments that we are doing with our partners. So how do you win? You go and get creative, make a project, and you definitely want to either email it to me or tag me on social media. So if you're going to email me, email at vinyldecorating@gogsg.com, or you can tag me on Instagram or Facebook at GSG Vinyl Decorating, and then hashtag Creating the Holiday Spirit. You want to include what Siser products you used and any details about what kind of application, tips, tricks, anything. More detail, the better. I love it. So I look forward to seeing all of your projects. Be sure and check out all the other videos, and thanks for watching.